Hi, I'm joined with Yorkshire Financial Planning, a team of all female financial advisors, and today we're going to demonstrate a bit about them and why financial advice is important.
Hi.
So, what inspired you to become a financial advisor?
For me, it was I worked in a building society and was working quite closely with the financial advisor, and seeing him and what he did just really appealed to me. I think what stood out was the fact that you're building relationships with clients, so you're seeing them regularly over several years, and it just didn't feel transactional. It felt like a much nicer way to work. It's almost like seeing friends all the time.
Yeah.
So really, I guess, enjoyable. So seeing that for me was the bit that kind of went, yeah, I want to do that.
Yeah. And for yourself?
My family sought some financial advice when they bought a house many moons ago, and unfortunately the life insurance policy that was written by a financial advisor paid out when my mum passed away. So we obviously saw firsthand the experiences of using a financial advisor, and so fate has a way of getting you to the right place.
And so both very sentimental reasons then, really, can tell, kind of, it's demonstrated in the work, in the way you work, that it's something you hold very close to your heart.
Yeah, definitely. And I think we both feel a real responsibility within the role. Someone said to me when they asked me what I do last week, it was a beauty appointment. She was like, wow, that's a really serious job. And you kind of go, actually, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
You do have a real responsibility because you're making such a big difference to people's lives.
In so many areas as well.
So many different ways. But yeah, I mean, I suppose I didn't look at it so much like that when getting into it. But now, yeah, you do take it really seriously because you do know the impact that you can have, definitely.
Yeah. And what value do you think you provide to your clients? I know we've touched a little bit up in there, but is there anything that really stands out for you when you get a small win with a client?
I think, I guess from a value perspective, I like to think that we can offer a non-judgmental, almost sounding board. So sometimes you get people who've got lots of ideas about what they want to do, and you're just having to think about, right, okay, so what's the reality of that, and how do we bring that plan to fruition? Other people, they haven't got any ideas, and they're really looking to you to help them figure out what that next step is. And I guess it's not about, sometimes you can see things and you're thinking, yeah, you should be doing this, but it's working with people to help them realise what it is that they actually want to do. So it's about asking questions rather than telling them what to do. And for me, I think that's the big value of working with a financial advisor, is that relationship and being able to, I suppose, have challenging conversations, but it's spending time that you probably wouldn't normally spend thinking about what you actually really want going forward.
Yeah.
And prioritising.
Yeah.
Because everybody will know the list of things they think they should be doing, but they wouldn't necessarily do them in the same order as we might.
Yeah.
Or we might suggest doing, or we might suggest a bit of several different ideas to get you to the end result. But yeah, having somebody look at it with you just puts a fresh pair of eyes on it.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's the struggle, isn't it? Knowing what order to put things in. And I think it's like you said, when you might have a lot of ideas, it's easy just to run away with them, and you get yourself in a bit more of a pickle. So
I don't think you can be objective when it's your own sort of set of, I suppose, plans. And I suppose people think of a financial advisor and that we're just going to talk about financial plans, but the reality is that we're talking about what do people want to do with their lives, what's important to them, and the finances are almost secondary to that, and we kind of work around all that actually big stuff that's really important to them. So I think it's quite a unique relationship that you have with a financial advisor, definitely.
And what do you think stops people from getting financial advice?
I think the assumption that it's going to be death by numbers. That we're just going to focus on the numbers. We're going to tell you to spend less. We're going to judge you. We're going to look at your finances and question why you're doing what you're doing. Yes, we'll have a conversation, and yes, numbers will play a small part. but it's a minuscule part, because actually it's your life and it's what you want to do with it. I'm not going to tell you not to buy a pair of shoes or a handbag if that's what you want to do. I might remind you that it's not going to go with the same plan as you're going for, but I'm not ever going to judge you for it, because anything you've done, we've probably done worse.
And it's amazing how many times you get to the end of the meeting and somebody will say, "Oh, that was so much better than I thought it was going to be."
That.
Or I was dreading that. And I think financial advisors generally have a relatively poor reputation. So yeah, there are a lot of barriers, and I think certainly for women, when it comes to getting financial advice, I think they tend to think of financial advisors as being sort of middle-aged men, rather than being like us or people like themselves. And I think it's a bit scary, isn't it, to kind of lay yourself bare.
It's such a sensitive subject as well, and it's kind of giving you an open insight into somebody's life, and it's vulnerable.
It is, definitely. And I think sometimes you want people who are like you and who you think will understand your situation. So I think there's definitely a lot of barriers out there.
So how do you work to remove these barriers?
Open, honest, frank. I'm not a stuffy man that's going to turn up with a briefcase. It's not trying to be sexist, but I'm just never going to be one. And just having an honest conversation and getting to know the individual or the couple or whoever it is before you try and do anything. I'm not trying to sell them something. I'm trying to understand them.
So transparency would be a key thing.